Welcome everyone to our open source after work channel. Cheers. Could kill a cat. Can't recommend instant coffee. So, that's when you hurry drinking other people's instant coffee. So, most mundane open source build errors. I had a crazy thing to fix the other day. I noticed dbus related stuff wouldn't work anymore because we now start to ship XFCE as standard. Inti2, long numbered are the days of TW, and Xterm. Of course, we still have it as fallback, and those vintage and retro lovers, but otherwise XFCE, and that starts to work beautifully cross-compiled, even the usual win-win of updating some stuff and fixing some stuff. For example, dbus, I noticed like XFCE stuff wouldn't work with dbus, erroring out with wanting to create dbus stuff in user source t2 trunk source dash dbus and stuff. Turns out I fixed this already. I just want to document it here. I can't go live for each mundane build error. So it turns out super crazy stuff. I really wondered how they could think of, and that's not some Joe's random attic or basement weekend project, right? This is like freaking system dbus. And turns out they used in their configure, and I really wonder who would do that. They used for the session socket like tempdir. And I recently, so much as the only constant is change and regressions, even in my own stuff, I changed tempdir, the environment variable. I didn't touch it for 25 years, and now for improved performance and maintainability and sandboxing and stuff, I moved tempfs, not to clutter everything in /temp and stuff, to, especially when you tempfs mounts this to a local tempfsdir, right? I forgot the details. There were some exotic things where this had benefits and stuff. But in general, I mean, it's in tempfs could be whatever, even not that you would want to build this on macfs, but on macfs you also have tempfs, tempdir being some private whatever, war private or whatever. Actually, I could check that. Yeah, so var folder, whatever, random garbage. These are like primary system packages, right? And so it means a fix for that is like just telling this instead of using some random tempdir in configure. It's like also for the rare chance you would cross-compile this on macOS, but it's like, yeah, just use session socket directory /temp and it's like. I wonder what is wrong with people. Recurring theme 90+% in configure scripts, total waste of configure time. And anyway, it's fixed, it works already. So the next thing here is, why is this not NSS? NSS, or does it not even have that? So the next thing is that NSS is not installing package config or an empty version. What's going on here? Or do they not even have a package config? Maybe they don't even have a package config. Oops. And even NSS config. And that is what I mean with, yeah. So this is empty. So, and that is what I wonder what is wrong with upstream and people and stuff. So I only noticed, I know that for a year, but there is only so much I can fix here every day and stuff, ongoing stuff. This is similar to dbus, right? This is like, sure, maybe Netscape and Mozilla never intended that for, this was part of what was it called, Mozilla, is in Netscape communicator, and then Mozilla whatever. Now Firefox. Maybe they kind of never intended this for other people to use, but for reasons other people used it. And actually that probably means, so now there is no package config, that probably means I probably previously had YOLO'd this one, because the problem is that other stuff like LibreOffice is reusing that, failing. What package? XML requires Mozilla NSS, but version Mozilla NSS is ... Okay, that is probably indirectly why. I finally want to tackle that quickly because obviously we have a big release coming here of our T2 Just raw Linux distribution, and when already 25 years and 3 years left on YouTube, then probably stuff should build. I also updated before this live stream LibreOffice and Blender. Also probably I should test Blender. So LibreOffice I started to build at least. So I probably should, yeah, leave in the comments below. Share, like, subscribe, leave in the comments below what more should I test. Basically the release is kinda sorta ready after all these fixes and stuff. So leave in the comments below what more should we test. So basically fix NSS package config and what did I just say? Test build LibreOffice and Blender, but not on my in the meantime, how old is my system actually? Do you have NeoFetch? Actually, does NeoFetch even? NeoFetch says it. Yeah, 20. Yeah, wow. Even that. So my oldest T2 release actually the other day it was in the press. Some other Linux distribution user using breaking news. Some Linux user is using the Linux distribution for 10 years. Hey, I have a server running that is still based on rolling release Rock Linux, the predecessor of T2, where I previously worked on and was the release maintainer, right? So my oldest T2 is still an active server running, virtual machine, of course, in the meantime migrated and stuff. Rock Linux 2.0 or whatever, I probably posted it on Twitter. I think 18 or 19 years. Was it 2004? So yeah, probably when it reaches 20 years. So yeah, how amazing is our stuff? Sure, a little bit manual assembly and IQ and stuff required, but hey, 20 freaking years soon, right? And in that time, the hardware mass was multiple times migrated. Initially, it was probably an Athlon, maybe. And then probably Athlon, like Athlon 600, probably then eventually Athlon XP 2500 or something. Once upon a time, it was also running as an Atom 330 or stuff, and now it's running on Phenom X4E something, 600, 950, something. That's what. Anyway, so yeah, that is how that is going, and so I need to test this on a like LibreOffice and Blender on a fresh install. Then obviously makes no sense to test this on this 2015 base system here. By the way, my Ethernet is working now, right? A little bit Xcurse the last 2 days. More main channel. It's like Ethernet thanks to my unbricking bloody Intel i225-B. T2 release a little bit delayed for Intel NIC bugs of bricking themselves. Thank you for that, Intel. So NSS, that probably means we need to create this ourselves. Do we have, maybe actually it makes maybe sense to create a helper for that. Let's see, we probably have some other packages. How should we find that? I wouldn't be surprised if some other package is creating already some package config file manually. And I remember from memory that other distributions say like Gen 2 or so. There's even NSS conf Mozilla. What is going on here? Is it not exactly what we were looking for? Did I have this already prepared and it's not fully working? Okay, there is some NSS conf and why? Who wrote this like this? Also, some probably not me to be fair. Why is this navigation? Anyway, so actually I had this prepared. Interesting. Why does this not work as intended? We have a, what do we substitute? Package config Mozilla SED. Maybe this here does not work or something. Oh, so because we have there a file, so this stuff actually doesn't work. So we had actually, I didn't quite realize we had here some codes that probably broke due to changes here in this versioning thing stuff. So yeah, let's debug that and see if maybe take a look inside the usual win-win of let's see if there's an update, and then let's see if in the meantime actually there is what version do we have? That appears to be Signy. Actually, I vaguely remember that 374 that there was an update that didn't work with other stuff. So let's see what we got here. Is it even 4? Does not look like 4 the most, but I remember, why does it not have a freaking date on it? 79, oh here's 80 RTM. Maybe we try upgrading that to that. Now the question would be, is this, let's see, they also don't have a date. Oh yeah, they have a date, 2022. Hey, that's just some days ago. So yeah, let's maybe then check if that works and has a package config file, because maybe it hasn't. All right, this has some stupid. So probably also need to improve our regular expression stuff to be able to auto update here this crazy version numbers. I really wonder what is wrong with people with all this underscore business, and can people not use, also I apparently did this wrong. Can people not use regular like numbers and dots and stuff? It's wasting everyone's time with underscore business and stuff. So 3, was it 86? Does that load like that? It does. But I remember some other stuff was incompatible at times, so let's see if that builds. So the reason, is it even straight? Actually, that is straight from Mozilla actually. But the reason that might not have a package config and stuff, it could be that it never was intended to. Although, I mean, they released it in the meantime, right? But maybe originally it wasn't intended for out of tree use and stuff. Why is it so large that it zips so long? What was the other NSPR, right? Netscape portable runtime stuff. So it's basically just some topping on the ice here. A little bit of additional updates, including LibreOffice, which obviously we use ourselves. Oops. So what did we, actually I forgot now what other versions it was. 433. 435. Something failed there though. 435. Has that even loaded? Haze it doesn't have a crazy underscore version number thing. Yeah, basically you need to trial and error what stuff builds and not, and I also wonder why some of these releases don't build. Haze it even freaking built TM. Then let's commit that already. It appears to maybe look good. I slightly wonder why did data not update that ever. Yeah, probably next to save my time and improve everything. I probably need to check with data to update more stuff. So this other isn't it a latency free? Yes. At least the latency. Okay, everything is latency, even freaking Ethernet. Isn't it nice? Low latency Ethernet freaking connection instead of laggy Wi-Fi and stuff, or a precious USB-C dongle. So NSS build. How do you even build that? That is actually it was NSPR. Okay, so how did it fail? How did we build it? Maybe I should actually try and what? All right, this already. So what do we do? Disable all the custom main build. Ah, right. Gosh, good. It is not ideal, to be honest. You know what? Let's revert that. That is too crappy of a package. Oh, yeah, 2022. That is too crappy of a package. Let's do that again. Is this even running fully parallel? Let's first clean it up a little bit because it is. Oh, this built already. Oh wait, this was the wrong package. Yeah. Actually, maybe I should have deleted NSPR. This does not look the most efficient, to be honest. Why does this not build parallel? Is this, I mean, it doesn't override or use it. Okay, let's uninstall the other package, NSS and NSPR, just because I want to check that this is actually compatible with each other, not that we have here some states that only accidentally works. Actually, that is, oh no, this is actually partially, that is not as crappy of a package. I mean, in relative terms. Okay, that fails, exactly what I feared. Other people build self-driving cars and AI and stuff, and we fix boring open source stuff. Although this does some ns install, why does this fail though? So that looks, oh wait, what's going on here? LD return, undefined reference to PR, good. Maybe this new version is actually incompatible. Let's try that again. I first want to clean this up. Later we of course will debug and fix, but yeah, it's, I mean, sure, I use a little bit older version. That's probably the issue here. First I want to see the building, then I will clean this up. We do a little bit more. Actually, I wanted to basically shed some light on how imperfect some open source packages, even from Netscape and Mozilla, are. Ah, shit, that also fails. Why does this fail now? 433, was this not a version? What did we? Does it fail the same? so treated as error. What is even implicit declare? What? This is just. Would it error out? Actually, this is. Do we not filter that out? I thought once upon a time we were. Did we not? I'm confused. Were we not supposed to remove that? It might be. Okay, whatever, I guess. This is the right package. If it links and builds, I'm not particularly interested. So the reason is I'm not fixing everyone's warnings and stuff. And welcome everyone tuning in here. But it is okay. It actually is an. How did this previously build? Where should that come from? NSPR? Oh, which version do I even have now? Or did I update this? Wait a second. Did I write it to 3.7? It's, actually, so previously, not too long ago, actually just hacked this to install this. So what was here? 339. Oh, I actually had this updated. I probably reverted that wrong. Did I say 39? I meant 79. Let's maybe try something in between, just because it's always nice to document some. Of course, it's underscore numbers. And I hope, but yes, this is how you can spend your days, right? Fixing one open source compatibility thing and bug and stuff. How large is it even that it checks some sort? 21 megabyte or what? It certainly helps to have a fiber connection instead of a failing Vodafone DOCSIS. How many mbits are this? Multiplied by 8 is 22,860. Anything else to do in between? Although a little bit overworked and tired, maybe better not to multitask even more and just relax a second. The question is, of course, should I test that on real P3 hardware or unmatched RISC-V? All this still fails. Kidding me. What a fail. Let's hope that committed version. So it probably explains why we don't have the latest. I vaguely remember that stuff didn't build. Let's hope that last version, T2 version, they built it. Otherwise, would be rather annoying. So much to why do you ship an older version? Like, no, if a new version is not built, then. But did I had probably not BTOP running, but at least the load spec is higher than. I guess it looks better. There's so much to the new version. It's always better. The only constant is change and regressions only live here on this channel. Although probably it wouldn't have had to run some G tests. So yes, then let's start cleaning that up. So the problem is with cust main, it's less expandable and extendable, and anyway, so with cust main in old T2 Rock Linux stuff is overriding the whole main build system. That's not very scalable. That's kind of deprecated since a decade and frowned upon. So this is we don't need for today. Then we could so cd NSS is probably source. Dear that could replace that. So then this can be done all in main code. So that would be, so that then this we can get rid of. Amazing, isn't it? And then we can call this NSS install and only make this and somewhere like maybe here. That, in my opinion, is much more readable. The only question is probably first. Where do we do that? We also first, or it's basically just erroring out quickly if NSPR is not found. Yeah, something of that sort. Okay, so that build, let's see if our cleaned up package also still built, and then let's fix, hopefully fix. Yeah, so somehow parallel. The make files probably suck, as this is not producing the most embarrassingly parallel load here. And that is also why I have a cheap entry-level Threadripper, not Ryzen 1750X, not a Threadripper Epic and other stuff for packages like, yeah. Also, we could improve package parallelism and build multiple packages at once. So maybe we go already in there. The last actually, yeah. So we grab here this stuff, and that print doesn't work anymore. Let's see what's going on there. So yeah, I did not write this code, and that's an example of not the best code. All right, deleted there. Okay, there's still builds. Let's maybe... Okay, let's wait a second for fixing this version. $17.55. Yeah, darn. So what's going on here? Oh, this is... Oh, this returns 3 though. So what I mean with that's not the most amazing code is because obviously you don't need cat. You can directly use... normally I would use cut, but orc has its benefits. But at least this, I will rewrite this. So this is like, don't cat this, like don't add there some additional file. I mean, it's not performance related, but it's just readability and stuff. It's like why clutter source and scripts and stuff. So, but why does it not work then if that returns 3? Let's directly, yeah, only need to, are we in the wrong directory? We cd down. Maybe this is why it doesn't work. We cd down and dist. And we need to check if we have that. Maybe the file is not in, probably the file is not in dist then. That probably could be it. What did I copied the right one, okay. So grab that in that file. And we have a comment. Let's check, and some spam. Welcome everyone. Regarding the MAC address, yeah, I just didn't. Yeah, I noticed there are a little bit zeros. It's basically zeros with, is it one idea? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter today, but yeah, I said in the video I will edit the right one in there. That was just not so. I first wanted to use it, not that it breaks immediately with editing. So I first wanted to see if it works for some hour or day. Not, I mean, no point of spending more efforts there when it immediately breaks again. But yeah, thanks for that, obviously. But it also doesn't matter. Just for me, it's not in a data center. It only needs to root locally, right? So only the local switch and stuff the local machines, the local area network will see it. So basically, it could be all zeros and a 1 or stuff. It's as long as no other machine in that physical segment, logical segment, is using it, then it's like, yeah. So yeah, probably so this doesn't work because we are in the wrong directory here. So that probably will fix it. So we are in or does it? Maybe I should actually check that. Did I actually went out already? But yeah, thanks for the notes, thanks for watching and stuff. It's crazy that it breaks. It's crazy that you're left alone. Okay, so there is no lib. There is lib. There is some private in it as well. Which other was it? Oh, there's public in it as well. Maybe yeah, it's in there. So we could also simply use that. Where do we install? So we install bin stuff to bindir conf stuff. All right, this was also a little bit non-standard. 42. So usually we just reuse root. I mean, it's. I understand someone, was it you? But someone asked for parentheses around all things, but usually we only add them when needed. And I don't know, does it, I mean, we could have a coding standard of using that everywhere, but as long as we don't have that, it should at least be some unified standard. So then let's change that to, actually, hey, it's even shorter. Not that it would matter too much, but probably, not sure why I didn't found that the day I probably did this incomplete. So yeah, significant, in my opinion. I mean, we could theoretically, what I then sometimes do is recently, I did some massive whole tree substitutions. So that would be like all, looking for all of those in all of desk, which, yeah, so here it starts, okay, there are some, yeah, I mean, it's not that many. And some are not even like valid to substitute because they have substitution in there. So not all of those could be substituted. Now let's see if I do such thing sometime soon. But while we touch it already, maybe it's worth to clean it up a little bit. I mean, theoretically, I could put on my list. I mean, either it's like, yeah, let's put this on the to-do list. It's of course not that I ever run too short of fixing boring, mundane, boring. I should have called this boring. Like boring company level of mundane stuff. Probably there will always be something to fix, but to do nonetheless, let's put this somewhere down. It's not the most important, but eventually, like systematically, something like that sort. So that probably should have worked. All right, do we have some package config? Package. Hey, that even worked. Amazing. So package config name is a little bit stupid. I would have expected NSS, but I think make a to-do list. Yeah. What do I want to say? So much to interrupting. Genius at work. Whatever I just wanted to say. So cleaned up NSS conf and fixed structure generation. Yeah, it's no further clarification needed. What version was it? Let's try a slightly newer. I mean, we could theoretically try everyone until it breaks for today, and then patch is welcome to update it even more. Was there anything more for today to do? So that was a major thing. Actually, theoretically, maybe I should. I mean, even without having any commercial incentive or personal gain, I actually the last years already massively removed this cast main stuff. Just look at the commit there, probably even like 2, 3, or 4, 5 years ago. There are not that many left. I think I even already converted the Linux kernel. Even the Linux kernel was a decade ago using, yeah, it's down to like 25-ish. Hey, 20. Okay, the major thing would be uclibc, and okay, grub2 misusing that a little bit. Actually, there is not even one we removed, so we jump because this is another tree. Cleaner, cleanest, and so on. You get the idea, right? Yeah, 19. So just down 1. So I guess it's really time to remove. Maybe after this release, I just remove it. The only thing I don't really feel like fixing uclibc now. Actually, we could already convert grub. That is just disabling some architectures where grub doesn't build. I guess, can we? So theoretically, I like the style of that being at the function. I guess in this particular case it should work because we have some other hooks and stuff. The outcome will be slightly different because the post hook will still run. So even if it's an unsupported combination of little endian is power PC64 or ARM big endian, it would still change this package to at least create this directory and documentation. Do I have actually, I cleaned those builds recently, so yeah, I cleaned that because I had to test it anyway. Yeah, it's crazy that fast build. It looks so fast, right? It's just lots of text. That is, I'm not sure what's happening there. Probably the make file is complete and utter garbage. Yeah, we run this with J32, so whatever is going on there is not the most parallel. We have some other small things to commit. Fixed auto shebang, is it even fully on camera? I sometimes should check that. Actually, it isn't. It is not ideal. this fixed recently where we had Firefox not working and stuff. Actually, super ridiculous of my own regressions. And that is the other day added. So that caused a regression in at least GCC. I'm not particularly interested in that. So basically, it's like I'm not debugging an hour or two GCC make files. It's like we didn't pass it in the past. We just want the variable name defined, and we obviously don't usually need this in configure. But if you need it's there now. So that builds amazing. Slightly newer, maybe 2, and then further updates. Up to you. I'm on the live stream. There's only so much I torture myself with Mozilla code a day. Certainly there was more stuff. Wait a second, was it in here? What do we have there? Oh, this is probably just the version number. And what is, this was the M1 cache, I think. What is this firmware update? What was with XFCE4 session? All right, it was that. So previously, so it looks to me that probably this DBH. Did I actually check that? I had some mixer, okay. What's going on here? Didn't download that. So it looks to me that this XFCE utils is obsolete. And that had previously the window manager registration. So that now the new XFCE session thing that's probably new since a decade or so, since some years, up to a decade or so, is now in there. So I guess it's time because we want to release our new stable release anytime soon, and there is a new XFCE. So I really checked my emails live on this live stream. It comes streaming from your other work, Mac. XFCE. So it's probably a good idea to. This is the wrong package though. Also, actually, I did update that recently. This was not the best package. On the live stream. Oh, approaching 1 hour. As usual, quick, mundane, boring package work stuff, and it's like, yeah, another hour gone, in case you're wondering. So there is 4. What I misclicked there. Is this 17.2? Maybe it is. What is their release candidate stuff? So it probably makes sense as there is a new release coming, and this is like release candidate stuff. It's probably not going to change much. I probably can just 15th of December. So it certainly so much to clicking on your date life one. Certainly doesn't make much sense to release that with an old version when we have that any day now, and let's update to that. I probably should, yeah, 17. So translate, so it would be all this to grab pz2 of all things. Seriously still. cd tar, and then some release candidate there. And that is also why we have such an machine parsable and stuff and so on. Did I try MGLRU and Maple Trio's latest 6.1 yet? I started to package 6.1, but in general I don't try such stuff. So I'm testing Ashai Linux and Apple Silicon and AMD State. It's a waste of time, right? I urgently, it's also obviously already a running gag of me and my Vaporware microkernel. It's like I already do too much, including unbricking Intel NICs. They're on my more main channel. And keeping PS3 working and so on. And so yeah, I don't have so much time, right? It's pointless for no immediate gains and benefits and stuff. I basically stopped testing Linux kernel release candidate and stuff for the most part 20 years ago. I'm busy with packaging everything else, right? It makes zero sense for me to help Linus Sebastian Torvalds to test his tiny little Linux hobby kernel. It's already enough that at times I need to BSEC Xorg server crashing or better FS up to 2000% performance regression and stuff. So yeah, I did I build 6.1 only for the maybe I didn't even fully build it for some reason. I have 6.1 prepared mostly for AMD State test. So is that in 6.1? But if it is in 6.1, I could easily test it. Yeah, but if we get more corporate sponsors, right, I could test even more until then. More stuff to do. Is that in? I would need to Google whether that is in GLRU Linux kernel. Is it in 6.1 or is it some so is that already in or merged for Linux 6.1? Well, I have this exceptionally prepared. It's not that much to diff. Does that just apply like patch dry run? You know what, I do this later. I could, yeah, if it is amazing, if it is a noticeable difference, then I can make a dedicated video of breaking news stuff is better performing. Create error lists, x86-64. I recently renamed new remove to new reschedule. The name was too misleading and stupid. if even I get confused by it, then it's like I mean, I could build it in parallel already, like with nice or so. Maybe it needs another. What did we touch? GCC? Oh, shit. Nah, it's a little bit. Yeah, I only wanted so much to. All I wanted was rebuilding. What did we delete there? That should be fully built. So yeah. Because all I wanted was test XFCE. Yeah, the other stuff is probably fine. So okay, I guess that looks otherwise mostly. Oops. So what do we build there? Right, this is only because of this make op change there. Nothing big to see. So let's see, probably with epic thread ripping through that we probably should have XFCE result soon. Okay, this patch was all that was needed. So that is actually building probably even with the latest AMD P-state patch that I had in there. So, and that, ladies and gentlemen, obviously is how a epic embarrassingly parallel load should look like. Been running, so Ewood says running both patches finally not have to restart memory leaking applications like Firefox Chrome. Interesting. So, I mean, for me, the biggest thing, it should be visible if it is. I mean, happy to use that it works amazing for you. That's, of course, end user load. I have here more this epic thread ripping, embarrassingly parallel build kind of load stuff. So if this is an improvement, it should be visible. I wonder, like, if it is then. Oh, by the way, does it need some config option? Uh, 6.1 MGL. So probably that's built in and always active, not a config option. It's just better algorithms, I guess. Does this need to be enabled? So you're saying that's that, right? I guess. So then it looks, this is why I checked it, and it looks like I don't even build with that. Oh cool, something failed. Maybe I need to delete that one. Is this updated? Which version is this? Where's the freaking subject? Ah, darn. You already search for it and don't find it. From to subject 1 for guided autonomous mode. I was actually surprised that it's still applied with that stuff. We anyway need to rebuild if we want to enable that. Probably should check the comments. I mean, the question is, okay, let's first enable it only for that here. Or do we? Also, I don't overcommit memory that much anymore, right? So whether that really has such a benefit for my case, after I had previous video a year ago, multiple system lockups with excessive building, I significantly reworked my T2 build tempfs stuff, even implemented a new limiting tempfs in T2 based on compressed source code option. So it's enabled on all Android Chrome devices around the world, however, so it should be safe. Yeah, whether it works on MIPS and PowerPC we would need to see then, but I did this wrong. I was already wondering why these config options look so short. So yeah, that's long enough for also this failed. Thank you very much. But that is not too much of a problem. Just copy that from another package. What it wanted at least. Right. Does it need both? So it at least needed. Which one even was it? This one, right? You know what? Let's just have both. So yeah, whether that will have a big performance benefit, we will see. Probably if not to break ARM and PowerPC and stuff, and if this code is significantly larger and so on, I might not switch it on by default if it's not noticeable compiling the kernel, right? So somewhat getting. Can someone pass an upstream node to properly use just freaking package config and stuff? Because YOLOing all this stuff gets a little bit tiring after. So yeah, the previously built, right? 2022, previous stable version build. Well, most, not all. And then the next updates, like, yeah, have you manually correct that already? Yeah. Comments there, benefit will only be visible if overcommitted memory leaking stuff running for a few days. Well, in general, memory leaks are of course not good, but I would hope, I mean, if it's better memory management, I would hope that it is visible at least in, like, if it makes normal use slower, I will not enable it by default. And I would hope that if it's like much more amazing memory management stuff, then I would hope that it's at least visible in 1% or 2 in some heavy epic thread ripping and tempfs, right? So you would hope that, like, with excessive tempfs use, building all of the Linux kernel tempfs, that it is then at least visible. Otherwise, it makes not really sense for me. I mean, I'm not even a big tab power user. If like I maximum use like 12 tabs, and that is only when I prepare for YouTube live streams, research some Intel broken NIC stuff and so on. I will probably also go through here these packages and delete some vintage, retro, and abandonware of XFCE. We have, of course, lots of vintage and retro stuff that is amazing, but if it's like XFCE widgets and applets and stuff, and maybe we should do this. I mean, in general, if you find stuff in T2 that is like decade completely so abandoned that it's bit rotten and doesn't build anymore, like if it's nice vintage and retro, like X-Snow stuff, it's certainly nice to have. What is yours? RV. Okay, this Exos version is Exo 417. This is when you pipe this stuff in. I would hope that is the only package name that is different than upstream. Do we have? I guess the other. Actually, wait a second. Here is some volume manager. Actually, I think. What is that? Did they finally fix that? Probably with my luck not. Just rebased it the other day. So it's some vintage stuff, but it's there. I noticed the only, so XFCE worked quite well for the most part. The only thing I noticed that at least the desktop icons were not super amazing, so maybe that's where this vol manager thing comes in. Actually, is there a list of amazing changes of this XFCE stuff, or? So that is still coming soon. I slightly wonder if I should actually make a T2 featured background featuring our new logo. Is this visible, or it's not the most visible? Nah. Anyway, good. I probably also actually need to revamp our website. Okay, so all this XFCE stuff actually then build. Why is this vol manager 17.1? Do they really have? Okay, they have really 17.1 there. Oh, the other thing also actually built. Amazing. So. Okay, this I don't need now. Okay, so then let's commit this XFCE stuff for you playing along at home. It's probably mostly fine. Wait, this is also... Okay, deleting that, it's probably also fine. Then it build. Which did we delete? So this is dbh and... Okay, only dbh looked up and done to me. How is it spelled? That comes from using... vintage editors that have already v in the name over a shell, over a secure shell. So, and deleted probably up and done. Is it up and done? Probably that's the right word, right? So yeah, that's it then for this video. I could theoretically reboot and test the performance of that. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. As usual, if you want to support this effort here, that is keeping a whole Linux distribution maintained and up to date, and one of the most amazing, and supporting one of the most CPU architectures, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, maybe Patreon, GoFundMe, YouTube membership, or GitHub sponsorship or stuff. Have a good day or night, and I hope to see you soon for the next fun code stuff to come.